Jeff is one of my heroes because he did, make the long-term commitment, and the long-term plan. A lot of people just get into it for a few weeks or months, but he's, and the other thing is really trying to do professionalize things. The SB 420 cards are actually based on the OCBC cards. He was doing it years before the state did. And another, we call him QC for Quiet Crusader, but another nickname is Quality Control, because he's always been a real stickler for doing everything right and setting up the systems. All right, with that, I'd like to move on to our next speaker, Adrienne, from the Chancellor of Oaksterdam University.
Yeah, yes, we're on. I hope everybody's enjoying the convention as much as I have this weekend. I'm really proud to be here to introduce you to Oaksterdam University. We're based on the idea that sharing your knowledge not only offers up opportunity, but it's going to unify this movement towards ending cannabis prohibition, as well as create prosperity for this industry. We were founded with a vision, although it's our mission to create and provide quality training for the cannabis industry. The university itself was founded with the vision to create youth cannabis legalization activists, to further legitimize the industry by creating a standard of education, providing training, and also to promote and facilitate industry growth. And I'd like to really touch on legitimizing the industry with education. Every industry out there with professionals, or services for that matter, has a trade school or someplace that you can train and receive an acknowledgement that you know what you know. And it's something the cannabis industry has been needing for a while, and finally there's some place where you can come to get that. And it kind of leads into how we started. If any of you were here last year, you'll remember that we announced our opening at NORML Convention 2007. So in October of 2007, we launched this ad. And at that time, you can only kind of assume what kind of response we'd get. But we received over 200 phone calls in just the first week, which is phenomenal for any new business since we started with an ad. We still receive a consistent flow of phone calls, people wanting to learn how to be freedom fighters or enroll in the new university, the groundbreaking trade school. But it all started here, which was our first classroom. November of 2007, if any of you visited the Oaksterdam area, you'll notice this is right across the street from our gift shop, 410 15th Street. And at that time, we could only harbor 21 students. This is a picture of our first charter class. At that time, everybody had different goals, which even now we find our students have a lot of different goals across the board. But no different for them. They came from all walks of life. And our first valedictorian was hired as a bartender. We'd like to thank our instructors who were there that first weekend, Chris Conrad, Dennis Perone, who we'll be hearing from later, and the attorney Lawrence Lichter, and the media blitz. You've probably heard about us in the media. In fact, if you'd like to see the most recent editorial, the local editorial East Bay Express just this week has put out Oaksterdam University Quality Training for the Cannabis Industry. I recommend you guys pick that up from any of the local markets that are here in the Bay Area. But it all started with San Francisco Magazine. They did a little piece on us called School of Pod. And then from there, other media caught on, such as Fox News, even bigger media, CNBC. National Geographic actually shot a documentary on us. And of course, all of this media attention, they really helped. Yeah, the National Geographic documentary, Richard is reminding me, it's going to be airing in November if you want to keep your eye out for that. We're really excited about it. But obviously all of this extra demand really allowed us to expand. We couldn't accommodate the 21 students in one room anymore. On our waiting list, classes were booked up 3 months in advance, and we needed a bigger space. So we did move over to 1776 Broadway. For any of you that have been there, it's across the way from the what was formerly the OCBC, now the Patient ID Center. And we can now harbor 48 students as opposed to the 21. And we've also expanded to Los Angeles. Of course, Jeff Jones is the chancellor of that office there. And we try and use instructors that are more local to that area, such as Don Duncan, Rob Rage. And our radio advertising is a very interesting point. Of course, you guys probably haven't heard a lot of cannabis on the radio until this new university decided to start advertising. We started launching a campaign in the Bay Area, and from there we used the leverage advertising on one station in order to have another station let us advertise, until finally we were advertising on some of the biggest stations in Southern California, and eventually we were able to launch a Cannabis is Safe ad. And these are over 900 students, over 24 classes and counting, which hundreds of new activists do enroll every month. And a little bit on our classes here. We have two class options. If you're an out-of-towner, maybe you don't have a lot of time to commit, we have weekend seminars. It's split up into a basic or an advanced curriculum. And again, it's more intended for out-of-towners because although the quality of the curriculum is the same as any of our classes, it's condensed down into a weekend format if you're not able to commit to 13 weeks. But if you're in the Bay Area, we do have a 13-week semester course. It's very comprehensive. It's a class that meets once a week in the evenings, and they enjoy all of our curriculum. It's really ideal for those locals, but it offers the highest level of certification we have to offer. And I will say that we do offer a certificate for each class, so if you've invested 13 weeks, the certification is a little bit higher. So on our packages, the politics and legal issues is actually our only required class. We believe very firmly that the legal issues and politics involved shape this industry, and we do stress that you need to have a grasp of that to move forward and learn anything else. Reformation of the laws is very key in order to create that prosperity in the industry we're shooting for. So we do require politics and legal issues. However, we do get into horticulture, cooking, concentrates. You're going to hear from a bartender, a cannabis doctor, and you can receive an inspirational speech, and that's just the basic course. But on the advanced side, we get into the nitty-gritty of actually opening a business. That includes distribution, dispensary management, cannabis, extended horticulture, and a legal workshop where you're going to find your voice, learn your rights, and learn how to use that if you're ever in a police altercation. And more in our 13-week course. Again, that includes all of our curriculum, basic and advanced. We do host field trips, teach you how to get involved and show you where to get involved. Homework, so we challenge our students to develop learning goals and to accomplish that goals through research and work. And then a weekly grow lab. And our faculty, which I'm very honored to say we're proud to have them. Our founder Richard Lee, Dennis Carone, Don Duncan, Chris Conrad, Robert Rage, Jeff Jones, Dr. Frank Yacido, Omar Figueroa, Attorney Lawrence Lichter, Dr. David Bierman, and there's so many of us faculty and staff that I'd really urge you to go to our website, oaksterdamuniversity.com, and please read the extended bio on all of them because they're all a great part of our success. And it's exciting to think the newest additions, because not only have you been around for a whole year and we're celebrating just existing, but we've had a speaker series. We've enjoyed Dennis Carone earlier this year. Chris Conrad and Mickey Norris gave an excellent presentation this past Wednesday. And we're expecting very soon Eddie Lepp and Dale Geringer. We have glass blowing classes where you're able to learn how to blow smokable pieces or even make glass art. And the continuing legal education is very exciting. We've received approval from the state bar in order to have a class where attorneys, or even a layperson who wants to know more about law, but the attorneys specifically benefit because they receive 2 hours of continued learning education, which they must have to maintain their licenses. So any attorneys out there, or even laypersons interested in the legal side, please check this out. It's exciting, and it's approved through the state bar. But the future of Oaksterdam is very exciting. We've had instructional DVDs we've been working on. Online courses are in high demand, and we're trying to get that to you guys sooner than later. We're expanding to new cities and states. In the same regard as the CLE, we're trying to get continuing medical education, and we're continuing to outreach to dispensaries. So if you're an owner or a manager, please come and let us know. We'd like to give you a free seat to audit our course. Maybe we'd be right to train your employees. But at this time, we'd just like to hand it back over to Rich. Before I do that, I really want to invite you guys to come in and visit us. We'll be here until 5 p.m. and you can enjoy the shuttle over there. Thanks, everybody.